Hey guys, I finally picked up some new work boots, so figured I would kind of do a quick review of my first week with them, what I think, how I kind of came about them. So, last weekend I was prepared to go into the city. I was going to buy myself some $400 Red Wings. I finally was going to pull the trigger, got a boot allowance from work. I was going to do it, so I was actually on my way home from work that Friday, and PV Mart in our town here. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's like an all-around small town hardware store. They got garden stuff, hardware, automotive, oils, farm stuff. They got some clothing. They even sell some really cool like 1/64 scale farm model stuff, and some bigger farm toys and truck toys and such. But they also sell work boots. And I noticed the store had a 15% off, I think, the whole thing. I walked in there, picked up a couple tools and all that. But then I seen their work boots were 30% off, and that's where I came across these. Noble Outfitters. So fits better, works harder. We'll see about that. I have one of their jackets. I've heard good things about their rubber boots. I decided to pull the trigger at the price point. Got 30% off of it. I actually get to put money back in my pocket for my boot allowance, so it worked out well in the end. I put them into service last Monday. I think I've had 7 working days, 10-hour days on them, so about 70 hours in them. Seem to be comfortable so far. Break-in for the first couple days was a little bit rough. The only other boot that I would say I've had previously that was comparable were probably my Blundstone slip-ons that I had when I worked at Volkswagen. Never ever going back to a slip-on boot, by the way. Not a chance. And never going to anything less than probably a 6-inch. These are 8-inch ankles, but I probably wouldn't go to anything less than a 6 anyways. Now, after having a few, I think I explained that in the last video about when I was working on rail cars, we were required to have at least a 6-inch boot. When the COV first hit there, we were required to have a 6-inch boot just for walking along tracks and such. So yeah, once I did, never go back. Yeah, so I've had that, like I said, I've had that jacket made by Noble Outfitters for about 3 years now. Kind of a winter ranch jacket, kind of like the Carhartt ones, same deal. Price point on that was a little bit cheaper probably than Carhartt, as you know, these boots are probably a little bit cheaper than other work boots out there. But like I said, I really like the brand. I like what they do. You can actually see the ranch stuff on there. So yeah, steel toe. They're size 11 wide, because I do have wide feet. So a couple things right off the rip. I find the toes for a wide boot, the actual foot portion in the middle seems to be okay, but I would say the toes are a little bit narrow. So on my left foot in particular, I was having it was rubbing the top of my left big toe. I've called around to a couple shoe stores, and I got one on track that's going to do one of two things for me. One, they're going to punch out that toe, try to widen it a little bit, just so it's not rubbing and hurting as bad. Although I will say now that I've had, like I said, 70 hours on them, it has started to reduce now that everything's kind of settling and everything, but I'm still going to get them punched out. Other thing I'm going to do, I didn't even think about this at the time, obviously not the fault of the boot. The rubber toe caps that go on them, protect your steel toe, 100% going to have to get those epoxied on. There's a place in the next town over that does it. It's like $40, but the turnaround time is like 3 weeks, so I'm just going to purchase the kit from them and do it myself. I might make a video on that if people are interested. Reason being is because just in my line of work as a heavy-duty mechanic, I spent a lot of time getting up and down from a creeper, working on my knees. We work in a lot of cabinets and such on service bodies and fuel and lube trucks, so my toes are contacting the ground. You can already see it's kind of starting to rub through the leather. Yeah, like I said, that's a must. That's something it was an oversight on my part, so got nothing to do with the boot company. Yeah, I would also suggest that going forward for anybody else that's getting into this line of work, because you are going to spend a lot of time getting up and down from a creeper under trucks and installing PTOs and what have you. So just something to keep in mind for the future. So the full leather boot I cured them with the 5-ings. First of all, I did the saddle soap. I've used them on my own shit kickers as well as you know, on various other things over the years. I like 5-ings the best. I think they're the best for the price point. Get yourself a can of saddle soap and a jug of leather oil. It'll last you a lifetime. I'm telling you, unless you're the horse guy, girl, maybe where you're using it a lot more, but I stand by it. So saddle soap, cleaned them up. I put the leather oil on it, the conditioning oil, to try and waterproof the outer sole a little bit. I try not to spray them directly with water, but inevitably, like I was testing a DEF cabinet today on a pump and tank and such that I installed. So we were testing with water. When I emptied it out, inevitably got water all over them. Feet stayed dry, so that was good. But just an extra measure of protection to, you know, you want to protect your investments. So laces seem like they're very, very good quality. Actually better quality than some of the higher end boots that I think I've had before. They just feel like good boots. I have seen that these tabs here, I'm not a huge fan of them. I do like the eyelets, but this is particularly where I like to pull them tight. So I'm curious to see if the laces will last a little bit longer, being pulled tight on here as opposed to the eyelets. I've heard of guys turning the eyelets because they obviously get a sharp edge over time. You break laces. If you're going with a lace boot, I'd 100% recommend either in your box or whatever. Having an extra set of laces, because the last thing you want to do is Monday morning you come in from a weekend, you're hungover, whatever, and you break a bootlace. That's the absolute worst feeling. I'm sure we've all been there. So yeah, like I said, they seem to be pretty good. They're holding up. Wide sole I like too. It's oil resistant, slip resistant, wide sole, so good, you know, foot support, lots of traction. I don't do a whole lot of stuff outside, in the shop mostly, but our yard is gravel, rough, uneven. Sometimes I have to go out and work on trailers and such and walking across uneven ground. So I'm looking forward to see how they hold up. Like I said, this is 1 week in them. You know, maybe I'll review them again further down the road. Noble Outfitters, if you're seeing this, I enjoy your product. Yeah, if you want any information from me, feel free to reach out. Yeah, going forward, these are going to be the boots at work, and yeah, daily use. I'm sure they're going to hold up. So that'll be the end of the boot review. I'm going to go over a couple updates on stuff that have happened to me and things that are coming to my channel. For those of you that I don't have very many subscribers, but people that are return viewers, I appreciate it if you're new. I'm a heavy duty mechanic. Firefighting. I'm located in Alberta, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard that the wildland firefighting right now and the fires are nuts, so we're kind of looking after that. Priority is work because I'm volunteer, but definitely still getting involved with that. Hoping to make a couple videos. It's a sensitive thing, obviously, when people are being evacuated from their homes and such. Don't want to be, you know, infringing on any privacy or whatever, but I'd love to make videos of that. Green truck, first video I ever made. That was my 1996 Dodge Ram. Unfortunately, I love that truck. I rebuilt that from, like, I did transmission rebuild. I rebuilt, I bought a core engine and rebuilt it. Put that in there, a bunch of suspension. I did everything, rust repair. I really wish I could take in video of some of that stuff because they actually would have made good videos, but unfortunately it was stolen from out in front of my house a little bit ago here. It was gone for about half day, and then the local police found it burnt in a hayfield. Thank goodness it didn't light the hayfield on fire, but definitely a little bit disappointing. I put a lot of work into that truck. Yeah, super unhappy about it. I could get into the punishments and such in Canada, but yeah, I'm not going to get into it. It's frustrating. Nonetheless, my last video as well, that'll be previous to this one. I posted a quick clip in my tool cart that I have all my daily just tools that I use that I'm grabbing on a regular basis. We work in a huge shop, so it's impossible to wheel my toolbox around. I posted a quick clip of that. If anybody's interested in seeing a full tour and some mods that I've done to it, for sure I would love to do that. I know it's not a Snap-on cart, so don't roast me about that. There's a sticker I had laying around. Yeah, if you're interested in seeing that, I might do a toolbox tour. Gonna try and make some more videos here. I got axle seals on a Cadillac Escalade, rear axle seals that I've done that I recorded clips of. I might upload. I'm doing an exhaust manifold on that same vehicle here coming up, so if anybody's interested in watching that, that might be good. Have to weld a nut on and whatever. Some good information and all that, because I'm still doing a lot of automotive stuff at home, even though I made the jump to heavy duty. So yeah, I appreciate you watching this far. I'm sure not a lot of people are, but anybody that is, I appreciate it, and looking forward to making some videos in the future for you. Thanks.